Endorje chanje de lo na ero dan marba melai juje san
Lao lo cha cha che lo nye nham ro gun da bo ga je la do lo de zo ga je la ma je bo de no nam da ra je ge la xe lo gon ge gom ba ra zo ba xin se no ro gun cha ye ne ba da se de re de da che be gon che la nye
nye
gon she no me ba ra je ge la me ge gon ge go ro zo ba xin me
amen
de je de lo ma la Jön do lo de be gon chen nam chen me ge wa ra jen ge lam ye me gon ge me shi re zo ba xin kan sha do be ngo so ma de ma je de gra jo de gon je nam kon
go
lo no de lo ra je ge lon nam do ngo che go ro zo ba xin che
ye
ya ma ye che ria cha ro la Magar varai charve gonchen korde yerme do varai jeng
to
ke
che
ke no yan no la ma nam kalme chege bala la je je ta la la nge yen ra do Dori
to
Shange Gopal Nyoran Thoy
o sangi chedan so gen shonam la shang
Shange Bardo Done Jadon Tag
ai
Jinzo Give Sonan Gi Drola Benjara Sanje Drobaraj Tongje Chelon Toge Chonon Loi Changjo Bardo Dane Jiaozai Dagi Jinzo Gebe Zanan Ge Drola Penjere Sanje Drobaraj Sanje Chelon Toge Chonon Loi Changjo Bardo Dane Jiaozai Jinzo Gede Sanan Ge Dola Penjara Sanje Drobaraj
Sanje kamje dewa dan deve dan
Jod Dembara Jorje Donga La Donga Lege Joda Delvara Jorje Donga Mi Be Dewa Damba La Medalvara Jorje Nyere Chana Nida Anyo Chimbo Lo Ne Bara Joro Je Semje Tamje Dewa Da Devi Joda Dembara Jorje
dong ha da dong ha ge ge dan ra wa ra ge dong me be wa damba da men da wa re ju che re da
Ni
an
da tang yuan chen po lo ne pa ra jo ro tem je dom je de wa da de we jo da dem pa ra jo ri dong da dong ge jo da de lo ra jo ri dong me be de wa dam pa da me de lo ra jo ri
ye
ni
re
za
da
ni da de lo da nya chen po lo ne pa ra jo ro chen
上次我当知见，小我当解释，也当过心所我，也我就是大给介绍吧，他们这大给相见见我哟。
我们这个应该发展到至少上些跟给我年让人去过了我说等等吧，作为了没小了给小的，那个周围了那去了就是。아, 창마라 데라 페겐 창마라 데네 다시 델렉션 너
Tashi Dele, everyone who are on Zoom.
데네 다더링 최세계 레렘데 데네 다가서 치바당 남베기 다위기 개발을 다와세네 다와 공부지 치바당 다광달 치바당 남베기 개발돼 도르디 던지 마셔
So today the Dharma I'm going to teach is differences between Buddhism and non-Buddhism, such as like view, meditation, conduct, and result of Buddhism and non-Buddhist.
Tene de la jirtang darin xue de da jamgun lo de tai ge xie xiao gen jiao xie xiao jian ne xue de wen. Zam.
And I'm going to teach based on the teaching of Jamgon Kongdu Lodo Thaye that he has taught in the treasure of knowledge.
Tene yin na yang de gong zo jamgun lo de tai di nang la tene 다웨게 똑바 다웨게 개발 공베게 개발 죄베게 개발 제베게 개발 시 담지 송도 되네 이네데 근게 론첸람 점게 이신제 나라 되네 템바 잡기 개발을 되네 잡율 되네 게 개발지 샤도 되네 디 안테 다쳐도 되네 당보 디다도 마 돌디 슈지
So the way how Jamgon Kongdu taught between the differences between Buddhism and non-Buddhism is he taught uh, based on the view, meditation, conduct, and result. Nevertheless, the Longchen or Longchen Ramjang has taught again differences about the refuge, the object of refuge. That is also very good. So I think I'm going to initiate or I'm going to start teaching based on the Longchen teaching first. Then I will teach based on the Jamgon Kongdu's teaching.
Tene dala tangbo tenba chapki kebar, nelu tawi kebar, gomba gombi kebar, jawa jubi kebar, topja debi kebar, tene da kebar, nga di tene tene sungshan.
So Longchenpa said there's differences and the object in which we take refuge and also the view, meditation, conduct, and the result. So basically, the Longchenpa taught under 5 different headings.
Tene tenba chapki kebar tene, tene chitang ato da chamdra domba dang, chamdra ki nyamlen ki kapsa ya mangbo chi nga rang shiki te ge chimbo re, ge chimbo yinba la tene, tene yang ne yang du, tene takwar she de ge yun.
The first one, which is the different object in which we take refuge. The object of Buddhist refuge and the object of non-Buddhist refuge, which is very important. Therefore, whenever I give someone a refuge vow, I have been teaching about that. And since that is so very important, therefore I'm also going to teach about that tonight.
Tene tenpa chabgi khabar dila kare yore tena, tene nangba sangje bigi luk la, tene chabyul chabne, tene sangje gunjo, che gunjo, gindin gunjo, gunjo sumbo di chabyul do, ta zin, zin, shaane, tene dela, tene ganzo shi di tingni, tene ganzo nyamlen, da da lamgi rimba shi di tingni lamgi rimba thardo sanga dorji thebege bardola tene joya dela tene nangba sangje ba ten da nangba sangje bege chapne pechanda.
The object of Buddhist refuge is Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, which are we also call the jewel, the Buddha, the jewel of Buddha, jewel of Dharma, and jewel of Sangha. So whoever take refuge in them and based on those practice and go all the way to the Vajrayana practice, that is what we call the Buddhist practitioner.
Tene da tenpa chabki khebar te chabyul da yang marangzo chamdregi kap chabo chibu mato shenda la mayimba chabo tende mayimba da chamdregi kap so yina yang chabyul de kanchoksum sel dab go gore di nashin chade tel na yang chabyul chade wegi yul kanchoksum de sel dab go gore di nashin chöba jikpina chöba pelwegi yul 잡네 셀다 보고요래 대나신 다 딕바 샤과 되네 제소이랑 라 속베게 되네 람기 림반 미네 고송네 되네 제보상들이 되게 봐도 다 냠랭 강강 제바 있나요 되네 잡네 근조섬디 시 신고고요 셀답고고요 봐.
So when we say we take refuge in three jewel or three ratna, it doesn't mean we visualize them only when we do the refuge prayer. Actually, we always need to visualize them, whatever prayer we do or practice we do, starting from the refuge prayer all the up to the Vajrayana practice. Such as when you making some offering, you have to visualize three jewels. If you do prostration, you have to visualize three jewels. If you want to do some confession of the negativities, you have to visualize them and so forth. Therefore, right from the very beginning of taking refuge until you achieve the result of Vajrayana, you always need to have visualize them, the three jewels.
Tene chamne kanjoksumdo masemba jene da chamne da tingfangdo da ngema no to wangchok se changba se chabjo se da tingfang na tene kanzo yeshugi cholo tingin de dola yang yeshugi chab korang zogi chabyo mejo kawa tene de nangshin Muslim trouble in the Koran to get Chamne Kaga, then it in the Koran to get Cham Nata Kunjoksum Mayimbigi, then Chamne Shendo Sung Tamjela, then Chiva, then Tam Penger Minta Kondo Chavachaga.
So those people who take refuge in three jewels basically are what we call the Buddhists. And those people who don't take refuge in three jewels are non-Buddhists. And then it doesn't matter whether they follow any other religion or not. If they don't take refuge, they don't think Buddha, Dharma, Sangha are the word of their refuge, then that's what we call non-Buddhist. In ancient time, we have many different non-Buddhist religions, such as the follower of Brahma, Vishnu, Ishvara, and so forth. Now we have many different religions, such as Christianity, Muslim, and so forth. So anyway, whoever don't take refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha are not Buddhists, and those who take refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha are the Buddhists. That's the bottom line.
다 강나 도르두노 되네 잠네 근적 숨디 잠네서 딘네 되네 최냐면 제겐 이네송의 남바상제바당 근적 숨는 라 마인베기 잠네 신도 숨네 되네 최지겐 당마라 다 공소 남바 마인바 다 개발은 되네 별라 조제 발데 아디시 이제네 chiba nangba chamdre ke tene da dee dengne yang chiba nangba ki keba keba mangchewa chigi dee dengne chiba nangba ki keba chigi.
So in short, those sentient beings who take refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha are Buddhists, and those who don't take refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha are not Buddhists. So whether they take refuge in other gods or other object of refuge or not, but those who don't take refuge in Buddha Dharma and Sangha are not Buddhists, and those who take refuge in Buddha Dharma and Sangha are Buddhists. That's why in the Tibet, when the Atisha came to Tibet, and then Atisha also said the borderline between the practice that's differentiate between Buddhist and non-Buddhist is whether you have taken refuge or not in Buddha Dharma and Sangha.
Tene da nipa ne lok tawi keba dang gomba gombe keba jawa chebe keba tobja chebe keba de tene kungi longje lamja sungpa da tene kanto jamgalo re thayegi checha kanya sungpa de chikpa chawda.
So beside that, the different object of refuge, then now the different view, different meditation, different conduct, and different result of Buddhist and non-Buddhist is actually both are very similar, same, the way how they taught the Jangpo Khondro and the Longchenpa.
Tene da checha kunjab shisha cheba ina chakja shijin sisi nyembaro dro tani bangne gokden dhruba yi chiba le la ngele chelwe ten teme da sunu. Da
Chiba
de la
le lak de ngada chiba le pak
la
chiba le lak se de ke de la
chiba le pak le
ngada pak de on la ti chiba la se
chiba le ngele chelwe.
on la so ngele ge we den ngam nge tang bu ti den sha ga
Re la.
So now I am going to teach based on the Jangpo Khondro's the treasure of knowledge. In here, he has first written the root text, and then he has commentary, which is we call auto commentary. So in the root text, he says, endowed with 4 special seals or hallmarks, acting as an antidote for attachment to the summit of existence, renouncing the true streams and realizing the truth of the cessation of suffering. This is why the teachings of the conqueror is one of definite excellence. This is the root text.
And then nelok tawi kebar di da chawja shiden segem di da nelok tawi ki kebar do tene chawja shi se di kar na tawa kata ki chawja shi se da namje ma do tawa kata ki chawja shi segem ro de la tene nelok tawi ki kebar tene chan da chawja sangje chumden degi sungbegi tawa katagi chajashi ke lena ene nangbi tawa nangba chagi yore di ke malena ene da che nyamne gale jena yang chiba mado nangbi gi tela tsugi yo mare nangba chagi yo mare
tawa katagi chajashi kana dunanga na chama chwa ye sa yo tawa kandu tawa kepa tawa longyang okay tawa katagi chajashi So when it says endowed with 4 special skills or harmas, that's what showing the view. So if you are Buddhist, then it is also just called like 4 summary of Dharma. Sometimes we also call 4 summary of Dharma or 4 seals of the Dharma. So if you accept that, then you accept the Buddhist view. If you don't accept them, then you no matter what view you have, that's not Buddhist view. That's all.
야, tawa katagi chawja shi fidi kare fiki wale na, ta tangbo de telba de shina, rangshen nam chinang drumde kebar jeche, keba namgi shesu tate mangyang, tagom jeje chokri jishin je minu de, tawa gomba jeba jebu chasangi goni, yawa chebore mada, tawa gomba re re chene, 땡네 얘네 지난게 요와 세신세버지 얘네 차상하지 요 체투그 말에 되는 잠거를 뭐지 뒤통다 어 미니베 에
Now the auto commentary, which was also written by Jamgon Kongtrul, he says, concerning the distinctive attributes of the Buddhist and non-Buddhist philosophical system, which we and other respectively espouse, scholars hold many different opinions, and yet no bias can be distinguished in the following qualitative presentation of the view, meditation, conduct, and result.
얘네 좀다 좀달라 슈바 강시 따와 가다기 착자시 켈레나 낭바당 다 대양 좀달라 슈베기 강사지 고게 마다 지당 지 좀달라 마쇼베 지빈 펠바 이나 딜라 투게서 말이 디 차바에서 말에 대인데 되네 좀달라 슈바 임바 얘네 따와 까다기 처자시 케 렘바 있나 낭바 좀달라 슈바 임발라 따와 까다기 처자 케 멜레나 얘네 치바인 세쳐바
So that when he said that, that means those who is following any view, but if you have accept this 4 seal or 4 summary of Dharma, then that's Buddhist view. If you are following some other view, then that's not a Buddhist view.
얘네 따와 까다기 처자 시세드 가레세기 그랬나 다 뒤제 담제 미다와 삭제 담제 동nel와 최 담제 동신 다음에봐 양연레 대바는 시와 센다 되라 얘네 따와 까다기 처자 시세기
So if you ask what are them, then we says all the composite things are impermanent, all contaminated things are suffering, and all phenomena are empty and selfless, and nirvana is peace. That's what we call the 4 summary of Dharma.
다 대인들 가르치게르잖아다 뒤제 담제 내내 미닥바람 임바 켈레나 내내 남베기 타와다 뒤제 담제 미닥바 임바 켈말렌 다 방도 라라 내내 딱비기 라소바르 켈렌 딱비기 뭐老说我开了么的，我都张金别王都见到，台上面让老说话的呢，大把人是呢开了有了，只晓得了，对那些网球他的那个网球大把人在的，但呢，讲这个长把他的那个这个，但呢长把大把人在，对那些，但呢讲这个大会给我开了个越南。 Then the non-big tell to the me, the non-big tower chug me.
So if you accept Buddhist view, then you should accept everything that is composite is impermanent for sure. If you accept some of them are impermanent and some of them are not, then you are not accepting Buddhist view. For example, like we have non-Buddhist school in India, which is called Samkhya. They also accept some composite thing as a permanent. And for example, the follower of Brahma, they think Brahma is permanent. And the follower of Shivaji, they think the Shivaji is permanent and so forth. If you have this kind of view, some composite things are permanent and some are not, then you don't have the complete Buddhist view yet.
And then dinner, DJ comes in meet up was in 인나양 뒤지기 최라 다 사제당 사제 마임바 아니 저거지 이 차게서 이 나네 얘네 사제기 최 담제 동nelwa 세다 사제 담제 동nelwa 세 사제기 최소 또가 사제기 공도 또가 담제 얘네 라라 동nel기 주 라라 동일기 뭐 라라 카시 동일기 대부 되네 차게 연상 되네 뒤지 담지입니다 뭐 개는 거
되네 인상 가서서 사제든지 동어서 말봐.
라
이 인상들은 사제든지 동어 말이. 이 인상께 뒤지든지입니다 보소. 뒤지 상황 사제 말해서 말서 해던다. 하. this 고급이 this 캔서에서 말이.
뒤지 담지입니다 뭐 삭제 담지 동일 와서를 말해
이래봐 이나야 뒤지기 최대라 사제 니마 사제 많이 번이 요소 말씀을 얘기한다. 그러나
네
이 지도는 뒤지 탐지 동안 말하면 도와드네. 사제 되마도
자 뒤지 담지 동일 말해 뒤지 담지입니다 봐라
this. Okay, that is all. So when we say contaminated things are suffering, again here things is that when we say everything that is composite is impermanent, but within the things that are composite, there are two different category. One is called contaminated, one is not contaminated. So those composite things that are contaminated are suffering, because some of them are the causes of suffering, some of them are the essence of suffering, and some of them are the result of suffering and so forth. So everything that is contaminated is suffering. That's why the second summary of the fourth summary of Dharma is what we say, everything that is contaminated is suffering.
네, 사제 탐지 동일과 인맥의 중생가래에서나 사제기 최지 있는 송대 양나 차 동일기 동일 양나 차바두제기 동일 양나 주르이 동일 대숨기 되네 마차비기 사제기 최매바래 대인당 되네 동일 숨기 차비기 and
then the reason why we say all contaminated things are suffering is because if something is contaminated, then that's pervaded by one kind of suffering, because we usually have three different kinds of suffering, and mostly they are pervaded by what we call the all-pervasive suffering. That's why all contaminated things are suffering.
되네 양 가시 단다 사제 단다 다른랑도 되네 기부 저버지 대화 저버지 템버에 요데 되네 디 대화레도가 되네 사제 담이 중에 미도가 삼비게 되네 된데게 해좀당 로다도 게 시바레 대소 디 제돌라 되네 강도 다다 대화 딸랑 저거 남긴데 저양 되네 차바 두지기 동엘기 마차바 매바레 되네 양나 주르기 동엘 다 건조 어 두세 가지 찍네 되네 주르네 주르 쪽에 연장 되네 주르기 동엘기 차바에만 대인장 되네 사지 담지 동엘로 잘랍게 좀 된다 보지 엔데
And then we might have some wrong view about this because some people think that we also have some happiness or pleasure in samsara, and then that's why all the contaminated things are not suffering. If we think that, then the very nature of samsaric pleasure or happiness is provided by the suffering. That's the reason why it's called the all contaminated all of things are suffering. So no matter what kind of samsaric pleasure or happiness you may be experiencing, going through now, but they are not free from suffering ultimately. They are pervaded by what we call all pervasive suffering.
아야 다 뒤제 탐제 미다고 삭제 탐제 두멜로 되네 최 탐제 동싱 다음에 봐다 최 탐제 되네 단당하랑조 마닥 마제베기 몰라 되네 춘능이 몰라 되네 덴덴 줍줍 되네 강소 응어버 이어버저버지 되네 강 나랑도 집이게 놀라 된대지 남기여 바래 yinayang tene omegi rikwa tobegi cheba tang tene yang hakbegi yishigi tikbegi ngojobola ina tene da chedam ye tongyin dang meba mato tembar juba dang dao tu tubegi che tawani me meba.
So and then third one, thought of the four seals which distinguish the view is what we call all phenomena are empty and selfless. So when we don't analyze them or examine them thoroughly, then they might seem to be permanent, really existing and not empty at all. But if you examine them with the reasoning that is taught in the Madhyamika philosophy, you can understand them intellectually. Then, of course, if you meditate and if you get some extraordinary realization, then you will directly understand they are all empty and selflessness.
데인데데는 우메기 리체 넘버 다카브레 리체 넘버 우메 리체 시세네 샤게요레 다 달레마이 닐레 달레마이 셴레메 닐레마이 주메 데로 데네 카브레 우메 리체 nga doboje tiore dizu shagoyagi jumden doboje tene sunggoyagi jumsen zawadeda 강도 다 매바 임발 마시 매바 임발 마시베 tene semjenla tene 다 매바다 동만이 마시베게 체도 모데게 체도 tene 오메리바데도 숭바데.
So we have what we call four great reasoning of Madhyamika philosophy, and sometimes also we say the four great reasoning, or sometimes we say five great reasoning. Anyway, this reasoning of Madhyamika philosophy are taught to introduce us who don't understand the ultimate nature of phenomena and who have the fixation on them being permanent and so forth. So to teach us, to introduce us the ultimate nature of all phenomena being empty and selfless, and that's why these four or five great reasoning of Madhyamika are taught.
얘네 최탐지 동신 다음에 봐. 얘네 냥엘레 대반 시와오 세다 냥엘레 대반 디 나 말한다게 뭐라 센 이나 얘네 사제 근중 동일 주제당 제바 세비기 얘네 동일 주제당 제바 고비기 최셔라 되네 냥엘에 대바 되네 다 디밍이 남랑가 냥엘에 대바야 되게 상지기 고가야 되게 다데 되네 건도 주 동일 주제 동일랑 주 제부 동일랑 주 근중 주제당 제바 세바 빵 림비기 제부들라 되니 시와 냥엘레 대바 시와 세게.
And then the fourth, out of the four seals which distinguish the Buddhist view is, it says nirvana is peace or peaceful or just peace, which is a Shiva. Nirvana. So when we say nirvana, then what is that? Is the ultimate nirvana is of course not different from the Buddhist Buddhahood as same. Buddhahood and ultimate nirvana is same. But when we just say nirvana means the cessation of the suffering and the causes of suffering, which means the cessation of suffering means we have completely accepted or purified the suffering and the origin of suffering, and then that's what the cessation. So cessation is what nirvana here is. So when we have this cessation of suffering and the causes of suffering, then that is peace or peaceful.
네 타와 가다기 찾아시 디다 케레나 남베기 타와 남바당 케말랭긴데다 치베기 타와 치와 차게
And these are what we call the four seals which distinguish the Buddhist view. So if you accept them, all four of them, then you have the Buddhist view. If you don't accept all of them, then you don't have the Buddhist view.
ene da niba gomba niba sumba gombegi kebar 아치당 검잡야디 치발라야 여바레 낭발라 여바레 다 검세디
And then according to the Longchenpa, the third difference is meditation. Meditation, the differences between Buddhist meditation and non-Buddhist meditation, because there are meditation in every religion, I guess. Therefore, what is the extraordinary Buddhist meditation is? Naso.
ene 검바시티 님버 조데 다 검세디 가이드 되게잖아 검세긴데 당어도 당보 고족데 ene 룽조 종족이 건 땡네 다 고저버직네 고종네 다 검자야다 ene 잠닝제 고며 ene 되나진 체메시 고며라서 받아 대나신이다 되는 림베제네 되네 장족의 셈 고며라서 받아 대나진다 고 고베 념족 타르기 네베 념을 주고 고베 념족라서 베게다 곰게 림바 망보시 고며요 한다.
So when we say meditation, starting with the meditation on breathing, and then we have so many different kind of meditation, such as meditation on love and compassion, meditation on bodhicitta, and meditation on four immeasurable thought, and meditation of the gate of liberation, and so forth. We have so many different kind of meditation. These are all called meditation.
되네 한도 다기 투몽비기 곰 이제 되네 야제네다 차오제 첨보 고미야당 조과 첨보 고미야당 되네 우마 첨보 고미야라서 다 타도 되네 차오진조 생기 곰는 벌돌라 되네 곰자야 여바르.
And these are mostly what we call the common meditation practice. Then, of course, when you go up, then you have Mahamudra meditation, Mahaadi meditation, and so forth, which are high-level meditation.
ene ina ya da sibi zemo nyembor do se do dang mi do la ni di kebar gi de ne chiba dang nang me gi kom cha ge yo re sibi nyembor do me do se de ka re se ge yo re se na da chiru bi gi kom di chu gi sibi zeme bar do do tu bya sibi zeme bar do lep tu bya gi kom ja bya kon zo la yo re 다 보면 요래 ngākdāyā 요래 dēne dēnā 검자에 요래 이나양 시비 때문에 dēne 다 시비 때문에 dē나 아바도 그래 시원양대라 쪽으로 시원양대라 저 투비하기 검디 dēne 건달라 지발라 요 말에 dē인다 dēne 시비 때문에 겔네 dēne 시원 되게 봐도 조투베이 곰데 낭발라 요바레 대인당 곰기 개발이기 시베님을 되네 드롬메도 시비즈모 겔투 미투 이게 되네 지바낭베기 곰기 개발이 시작이.
When it says the meditation is differentiated on the basis of whether it acts or does not act as an antidote for attachment to the summit of existence. What that means is, summit of existence is the highest state of the samsara. So until that state, even through the practice of non-Buddhist meditation, you can achieve that kind of result. You can go up to them, and so forth. Because even non-Buddhist practitioner, they have, prana nadi meditation and so forth. So relying on their meditation, they can achieve that high state. But if you have an uncommon, extraordinary Buddhist meditation, then that should take you beyond the summit of existence, which means out of samsara. So if you go out of samsara, that means you are in the nirvana, which is a cessation. So therefore, if any meditation that can take you out of samsara, or that can take you beyond the summit of existence, and that is the extraordinary, uncommon Buddhist meditation.
다 디네 ngaranzo야 다 림버 신도 되네 존네 타르둑 되네 다 강도 우마침바 차우제침바 조바침바 건너 쪽에 요래 마도 데메나 되네 나도 차우제침바 조바침바 우마침바 겁나야 데라 당외진당 천진당 덴진디 시마투나 되네 강도 시비제면 님벌 조토여디 갈래 가버차게 이 갈래 가버잖아 되네 낭발 그 곰차야디 갈래 가버차.
So therefore, even we claim ourselves practicing Mahamudra meditation or Mahaadi meditation or Mahamadhyamika meditation, but if still we have fixation on things, thinking things, phenomena as real, that means these are not being helpful to take us beyond the summit of the existence. If they cannot take us beyond the summit of existence, that means then they are not yet extraordinary Buddhist meditation.
곰바 시비제 메뉴버 존나 낭바다 시비제 메뉴버 존마도 다 시비제 마게 마도나 낭리기 곰차에 데 깔라고 제자.
So therefore, if you are really practicing a Buddhist meditation, then that should be leading you beyond samsara, beyond the summit of existence. If any meditation that you practice cannot lead you out of samsara or out of beyond the summit of existence, then it is not yet extraordinary, uncommon Buddhist meditation.
ene da shiva de sasan de ni marjo
绝巴人了，绝巴人了，绝巴。
这吧
龙江ramcha的那西巴节，杨过路的那顺巴节，应该绝巴的了。
这吧的他他你帮那他你了弄呢ene chi를 베기 줘봐 다 니라 말홍바디 ene 낭베기 줘봐 신 차게래 그게
So now the fourth or the third, which is conduct. And Jamgon Khondu says, conduct is differentiated on the basis of whether it renounces or does not renounce the true extreme of self-mortification. So which means if you fall into the true extreme, then you are not practicing Buddhist conduct yet. If you are free of true extreme, then you are practicing Buddhist conduct. Also,
다 타니 세대 가래 세계 요래잖아 대바 스님기 타당 까세 녀석이 타 세네 다 될라 타니 세계 요래 이 탈라 룽나 얘네 치바 쳐바다 탈라 타니 디바 될라 마롱바 될라 되는 항바
so when we say true extreme, what are they? Then it says the extreme of self-mortification and stream of over-indulgence. If you want to know the Sanskrit word for that, it says Atma Kamantanta and Kama Sukhalikanta. That's all.
얘네 다 탈을 홍세대 간데스 홍당 간데스 홍게요를 되나 당보 대바 스님기 탈라 마롱와지 거게요를 대바 스님기 탈라 홍세대 가레데게요를 되나 되네 다 칼라이나야다 두글로기나야다 다 세당 괴당 네멜당 men de shi ti sha do da de ngen chik dang nyung chik gi ma de ba de ne ya go ko ba ya go nang ne ya go mang bo nang ne mang bo go gen de la de de ji cha ba na de ne 대바 스님이 달라 홍바 대마인바 다 강도 랑라 강중와 다 약도 가래 있나야 망용 가래 있나 강중바 디기 디버 디송 삼네다 강도 도르나 디 최진 제시바 아 존나데네 달라 말홍아인데 최진 제 마시나 되네 달라 홍도고 있어요
시디 가리를 손소라 그단 세단 내만다 매에 지디 사이 매르베
men
라소 매디 몰라서 라소 그냥 so when we say we fall into the stream what that really means is for example if we say we fall into the stream of overindulgence, that means we are not satisfied with anything that we have. That's the main thing here. So we have to train ourselves how to be content or satisfied with whatever we have. Otherwise, no matter we have, we are still looking for more. Basically, it is taught four things like the food, clothes, and then the check the name also the nyesaribela.
다 네 강바당 대사 대전제로
So basically, it says we should be content or satisfied with whatever food we have, whatever clothes we have, and whatever place we have to live in, and then also mention about the medicine. So if we don't have the sense of satisfaction or content, then that's what it means when we say we fall into a stream of overindulgence.
대내양 다 말하는 슈글로 존나 의주 빈세계로 배들 첨부 제 막고 봐 대내 다 망보당 첨보당 야고 중화 이나양 대 롱체 초방 대라 배들 첨부 제 막고 당보 주도 배들 첨부 제 막고 봐 롱제베 값을량 신착 매봐 이나 되네 강서 이나 되네 야고당 망보 중나야 이 강서 롱제 초게래 된다 비데워 선용이 살마롱바 낭베기 룩라 된데
But it doesn't mean that we have to always, run away from good food or good clothes or good place. It doesn't mean that. If it comes naturally without putting too much effort, if we don't have to put too much effort or we have to spend too much time to earn them, if they came naturally, then it's okay for us to enjoy them. That's not a problem.
얘네 다 치료백이 룩라 다 강조 다 저거 스님 탈라 롱다 같은 게들기 탈라 롱데 당보 저거 스님이 탈라 롱데 얘네 가시 강조 내면당 촉시 매바 얘네 첨보당 야고당 망보고 베들 델라 베들 전제 지나 되는 대양 탈랄 홍원 다 강대 박선영 게 탈랄 홍바 자기가 말해도
So we should guard ourselves not to fall into that stream of overintelligence. If they come naturally without needing to put too much effort, then that's okay. So we should never try put lots of effort to earn them. So then we will be not falling into the stream of overindulgence.
얘네 카페 늘도게 탈랄 홍 되게 양 치료별로라다 제르버 돼서 저거 있나다 그 근초게 말했네 다 제르버 저 제르마 저다야당 되네 양 출룩하실라 되는 롱바 동바 나라 추통내야 되네 제는 제긴 제긴 매버 매나 되네 랑기 추디 이 강소 독세 주인이 통바이나 되네 마진발레 마차게래 되네 되네 롱동 나라 추통 매쇼바 저거 데저보이나 되네 다 카페 네도게 탈라 홍바 차게요 사례 되네 낭말라 된데 매바 인당 되네 카페 네도게 탈라 마고
Then second stream is stream of self-mortification, self-mortification, which means we should not go under unnecessary hardship. For example, some religions, they think it's not good to wear any clothes, so they walk naked. There is some there was I think there's still that follower, and then from the Buddhist point of view, that is wrong. And also in some non-Buddhist religion, even in the let's say how much they feel thirsty, they don't drink water from the river or something like that, thinking that nobody is giving us. So if I just drink myself, it will be taken, that is not given to me, like that. In Buddhism, we don't have this kind of stream. So that's what we say, not falling in the stream of self-mortification. No, so.
다드네 ngaba디 다디레와
대부레다?
no table gokden drupa tani bangne gokden drupa yi chiba lela ngelek chelwi ten ta table di tene tartok topja table di dene ngaranzo nangba sanje bigi lukla table kare tege yore tena ta kanzo pangja ledang nyomong yongso zogbar pangne pang simbigi ne topja shiwa nyangde topa dela dene table kebardo paba dene sanje gi kopang de tar lar dene kanzo kanzo lar dungel nyong yagi ju meba dungel nyong mgeba dene dungel ju de dang jeba yong zo sebegi jebo toba de la ta jebo nangma sang jebegi jebo yang da ba de topja.
And then now the conduct, not the conduct, now the result is a release from cyclic existence, which is the result is differentiated on the basis of whether it upholds or does not uphold the extraordinary truth of the cessation of suffering, which is completely free from the corruption of past action that are to be abandoned. So, anyway, whatever we achieve after abandoning all the suffering and the klesha is what we call the cessation, and that is the extraordinary Buddhist result. And then, of course, the ultimate Buddhist result is Buddhahood. Also.
ene da nangbi gangso nangba mayinbegi chirba didegi topja tibuni da gandeji le kilingwe le tena kabre tene gangso tarwa da namkha la tene duk karwa kendo temba tobo ki tene tarwa toya yoye teya na tene gangso 장신배 되어봐로 된대기 tarwa 되가 동 되네 라레 되네 창백이 고방지 덤나 되네 tarwa 양다가 토벌 되어봐도 되네 라레 다 공도다 대낭신 철록소소도기다 공도 나 빙당이나 같이 예쇼당 다랑서서라 tarwa 레레레 톱자레레 시기여로 얘나야 돼서 되네 tarwa 양다버레베스나 양다버 말에 대체나 되네 낭비기 제부 말에 낭비기 공도 철록의 톱자 제부 말에
And then most of other religion speak about their result, of course, but from the Buddhist point of view, they are not completely free yet from klesha and karma, and therefore that's not the ultimate correct result. So if you want to get the ultimate result, then you should have the result of completely free from samsara, from klesha and karma. So any result that is not completely free from karma and klesha, that can still produce suffering, then that is not the ultimate result from the Buddhist point of view. Therefore, Buddhism doesn't regard them as a correct result.
셰딩수 사조 멜로 닌다 델톱제 셰송바 따르르데 장편니 중시 셈등 셈제등 대등 절로 니 코르데도 되베 탈바등 중시 시든 될라데 다 Shetinane bomba lutubli kare tsungresena sacho melo ninta jeltobde sene sung de kare tena chirilba khasegi tene sadang chudang lung ditu tene gangzo tartugi tsubja debu debu ji tigori tene khasegi tene nimal lar debur tine tene nima tolne nime nang de jotumna tene di tarba imbe tene ge khung chi ge yore tene de dobo ta ge da nangba ma imbe ge tene chirobe ge ta we ge tobja debu tene de dobo cha ge yore de to tene yang da ba dang 강조 풀당 단tembe 제보 양도 뭐 말에 되게
And Nagarjuna said in the text called Letter to a Friend, he said, one should attain the state that is free from earth, water, fire, wind, sun, and moon. So in this context, the Lokayatika hold that release from circling existence and the four elements have a common ground because they define cyclic existence and nirvana respectively as the presence and absence of four elements, along with the mind. Also,
어디 내대 개발 박도 나네 내대 니마 떨네네 타르바치바 시제 다그 얘네 내도 이디 니마 떨네 니메나라 도도데네 타르바토바레 네 시기요레 제소 닌다 타르바르데바당 제르부베 남케잉나 타르바 두켄바타 볼데바토기 톱제 타르발라 몽데 톱제 럼라 롱 몽라 다 톱자 제불라 몽몽 노르도데 에네 디 라도다게 다람 건소 톱제 람양 에네 노르도게요레 데인데 에네 톱제 람디 다 건도 최기 냠낸 데도양 에네 노르도게요레
that the Chilala Yabu Dunshi, Narinjina.
라
Injina, the Chilala Yabu Dunshi, Six Sabbath in the Dunjina, and Dadandi. Taking in Lobjun Chi Chumasa to Soda. Eulogy. Okay, let me read the translation here again. It says in the eulogy on distinction, this is a name of a text in Tibetan we say Khepa Pakto. It says, parrots are known to say that once the sun has exploded, there will be release from cyclic existence. Passage such as this suggests the Lokayatikas held the distinguishing of the sun and moon as indicator of release from cyclic existence. The Niragrantha Jains, these are the name of different ancient Indian school. On the other hand, hold that release occurs in the expanse of celestial space, resembling an upturned parasol. Since beings are deluded with regard to the release that is to be attained according to such philosophical system, the corresponding spiritual path that are said to bring about this release are also deluded. On the other hand, the teachings of the Khenpo Buddhism hold that release from cyclic existence or nirvana is the truth of cessation of suffering, and it is the source of provisional and conclusive spiritual and temporal well-being. whereby those who achieve it surpass the tradition of the non-Buddhists. For this reason, the term definitive excellence applies to the teaching of conqueror alone. Also.
제루이 템바니 타르밤 냥엘레 데바 곡베 템바 더 거래 고거래잖아 동일 주제당 제바 고거 곡베 템바 셰징 데니 두버 제바 남기 치비 루글레 케바도 파과 내갑당 타르기 펜데 말루비 중내 임비 치를 네버를 레바데니 얘네 제루이기 때문에 버시기노 상제기 때문에 된대지.
So when we say conqueror, in Tibetan is a Gyalwa. Gyalwa is mean Buddhist, a Buddha. On the other hand, the teaching of the conqueror holds that release from cyclic existence or nirvana is the truth of cessation. When it's the truth of cessation means the cessation of suffering and the cessation of origin of suffering. And it is the source of provisional and conclusive spiritual and temporal well-beings, whereby those who achieve it surpass the tradition of the non-Buddhists. For this reason, the term definitive excellence applies to the teaching of the Gyalwa or conqueror alone. Also.
다 된대지래도 더 까마가시지 건도 지워져요나.
지와 단다 요 말이라. 지와야 찍을 샤 단다 최대를 지와 단에 누소 요 말. 상이 최대 찍을 차상 샤겠단다. 단다 코도 수기지 시조 말 와도.
알레레.
단다 수기지 시요 말 와도 지와기 요 말이라. 다 양만은 곰다고 겨 양만은 뭐뭐 되셔 최대를 지와 지야데 땅에 누소 단다 요 말. 뒤셔라. 그래서 콘소 수기지 시요 말 년대 뭐도.
알레. 아야. 다 되는 어떤 검제도 잡지.
So Chambola said, we will do some meditation practice now.
당아도 TV 때문에 님을 조토비게 검자고.
Now we have to do meditation that can lead us beyond the summit of existence, which means out of samsara.
검들 진바당 남독 중나 되네 시비님을 조토게요 말에 남독당 진바 매비기 검자고.
If we have fixation or conceptual thought in our meditation, then that will not lead us out of samsara, that will not lead us beyond the summit of existence. Therefore, we should meditation without any conceptual thought and fixation. Also, now we do the dedication prayer. In the Rabbi, unless all also. Many chicks on Kesson Shola, chicks on the Gagu, Nis on the get the dead.
Jelge nyinge rangso karma ba jelge chenle chigde karma ba
Yeah,
jelge rongto wangora karma ba oje jode chenle shalden zan sonam deye tamje dewa nye tamne nyebe dana pamje Kega naje bala chokba ye sebe thole choge nyo dresho
yeah,
chamba bawe chedara kemba da kundo samba deya dejen de
the
genge jeso dalo je gewa de da tamje rabdo Sangye gozo nyebe jenla da chenye menjoro dembe jenla da gende meche dembe jenla cheda ngwa mala robara ja deshi leje jelwe chenle karma
God.
bade dembe nyingbo de chodara kunja shabje jinme Tawarabe pelwe daje sho. Good night.